Welcome to Taste of Tiny and to my big announcement. I have loved miniatures since I was a little girl, and my grandfather gave me my log cabin dollhouse. I loved miniatures when I became an adult, and I redid that dollhouse as an adult 1800s dollhouse. And the love continued. I actually completed another dollhouse, a tiny one that was done in around 1900s. I did my 1950s house, which is behind me. I have loved it. And about 5 years ago, in the midst of building and doing stuff, I was laying in bed and I couldn't sleep. And you know what happens with insomnia. I actually came up with an amazing idea. I was going to build the library of my dreams. I was. And I designed it, and I'm like, okay, I want to do it. I wanted to have 2 floors, and I want the ladders, and I want this, and I want that, and I envisioned this in my head. But then I'm like, but where am I going to put this? Well, I better do it in a big mansion. And I'm like, oh my word, if I'm going to do a big mansion, I want it to have this and that. And this mansion just grew and grew and grew in size, but it was my dream. I knew it was going to be huge, but I wanted to build it modularly, sectionals, room boxes that I could put together as a cohesive unit down the line. Thought about it, considered it, and the more I considered, I'm like, oh my word, but my mansion needs to have this, it needs to have a ballroom, it needs to have this, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and I'm like, how in the world am I going to do this? Thought about it over and over again, at night, during the day, and it was just there. In the midst of all of this, I found a dollhouse on Facebook Marketplace, and I had to buy it. And I actually started to remodel it. And I was like, you know what? I'll do my library in this house. So I did a library. I loved my library that I did. Fantastic looking library. Love it. But it wasn't what was my dream. It was not my dream at all. I even then pushed forward and did the dining room, which I don't even have pictures of at this point. But it wasn't my dream. It wasn't my grand mansion dining room. It wasn't the dining room with a butler's pantry attached. It wasn't what I wanted. So I actually sold that dollhouse. I did. I actually sold 2 dollhouses. And then I kind of shelved dollhouses for a while due to life. But I decided that it was time to, number 1, get back into dollhouses. And number 2, it was time to do the dream dollhouse. I'm calling it my mansion. First things first, I am doing a 2-floor library. It will have ladders on the shelves, will have a fireplace, it will have ornate this and ornate that. It is the library of my dreams. I am not compromising. I don't care how much space it takes. I want my dream library. I have actually started to build it. I have the walls up. I have some of it painted. And even though it doesn't look totally done, the parts that aren't done are going to be behind bookshelves. It's just there for whatever. So I've worked on that. I've been working on the butler's pantry. I actually bought plates for the butler's pantry last week in last week's video. I've been working on it. I am so excited. I am building it sectional as room boxes, and I actually have laid out exactly where everything's going to go. So I know that behind the library will be an office, and I know that the doors will have to match, and I am doing this, and I have come up with a plan to actually eventually put it in. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a bookshelf that will have a front and a back, and each room box will have its own box that you slide in my box. Now, this is going to cost me more in finances because I'll have to do 2 walls. And the door from the library into the office, I'll need to buy a door for this side. And then since there's going to be a major wall between them, I will actually have to do it on the other side too. So I'll have to buy 2 doors, have to buy extra walls. I can't just share walls and supplies. But this will allow me to slowly build it as I see fit, take my time, do it the way I want to do it. I will then put them on shelves, and then when I have enough, I'll build my encasing and do that for it. So I'm excited because I have started. As you can see, I've done the library, and I actually got, and so I'm excited about that. In the midst of making my maid, in the midst of doing this, I actually got a Christmas gift that was that table that my brother gave me. I actually posted that also last week. And it's mid-century modern. And I have decided that I'm going to, while I'm working on the mansion, do a small, tiny miniature home. And I'm going to make it mid-century modern. And I am so excited about those plans. I'm working up my floor plan in my head. And I think I'm going to do it so it's another hanging one, because the hanging dollhouses are the way to go. So stay tuned for that. So we're going to have 2 projects going at the same time. Yay! Exciting? Yes. But let's get to it.